What I recommend doing wise, use the phone correctly. What am I doing right now with you guys? This is called networking. Use the phone correctly. We're talking about vibing, research, and Google, all that. That's using it correctly wise. If you use it incorrectly, what is it? You're doing the phone, social media third party, doing the Jada August entanglements, aka what? Cheating. You premeditated the situation, right? Because we all know right from wrong. I got my girlfriend, but you know what? That girl over there, she's got a better body. Let me go say hi to her. I chose to do that premeditated. I'm going to do what? Emotional cheating, past boundaries, and then to build the physical cheating. That was my choice premeditated. Why? Because I can't control my lust. Why? Because the answer is I have no self-will. So all you boys and girls cheating, that's the answer for you. You cheat because you fall to lust, and the answer is you have no self-will. And with that said, I'm gonna get that tatted on me. I'm making shirts, etc. So when people see me in the streets, y'all, when I post them on my social media, that's what they say on there. All you boys and girls cheating, Lucifer's disciple, which is your choice, and I just called you to trigger you. Lucifer's disciple, the devil, yes, because how can you want to be in a relationship wise, but you're cheating, which is your choice, because you fell to lust, no self-will. If you keep cheating with the next relationship after, it's called you're broken codependent. It's called a habit, aka an addiction. When are you going to break your addiction? If you can't stay loyal, trust in a relationship, then don't be in a monogamous relationship. Be in open polyamorous relationships, benefits, and so on and so on. I don't recommend it, but it's better than doing what you're trying to do, because I want a relationship. Do you? Because you can't stay loyal. You already know that shit, so stop selling dreams. But since you're not straight kick out because you're pride and ego and power, you don't want to do that. I'll act nice, not be nice. They'll find out later. And everybody else, if you can, forewarn your peoples. Like he or she is not good. Yeah, they're beautiful, nice, on point body, etc. But right there, to trigger all the people narcissistic, you are Lucifer's disciple. That's why I call you, to trigger you purposely wise. What? You're not a good person. There is good in you, but overall, you're a bad person. You're more bad than good. You're not more good than bad. Stop lying. And I'm 1% of the universe. I call it the whole universe. I don't give a shit who you are. $0 in your pocket, $1 trillion in your pocket. That's man-made rich, blue pill rich. I'm happy for you, rich, status and fame. Repo rich, I'm the richest person in the universe. And this vessel won't last for so long, right? So with that said, in my mental wise, my head, my mansion, I close all doors of pain. So I'm a beast, I'm a god, I'm immortal. Zeus ain't got shit at 9. I won't ever die. The body will, the vessel will, I won't. So with that said, why do I say Zeus? Because Zeus fell to lust. That's why we had all these demigod goddesses everywhere, aka babies with different females. Because he doesn't know how to control his lust. No self-will. That's the answer. Everyone bitches about cheating and lust and bullshit, but they don't elaborate what's the answer. The answer is no self-will. If you can't control your lust, stop being in relationships. Be an open poly swinger and verbalize it day 1, not day 1,000. Because when you do day 1,000, it's better to. But the thing is, people are scared to hurt people's feelings. Why? What's up, Hollister? How you doing? How's it going? Whatchamacallit? Why are you scared to hurt people's feelings? How you doing, Hollister? What's it going? It's better hurting my feelings today than 100 days from now, 1,000 days from now, and so on and so on. The longer you're individual, the more it's gonna hurt that person. Why sell dreams? If you know scenario, like scenario, if I'm a female, I'm a single person right now, right? Can't hear you right now, but that's on my end. Oh, you good, brother? You good? Maybe the servers, potentially wise. But thanks for that. Oh, most definitely got you. No, I always like to show, love and support to anybody wise, talking environment, so on and so on. But scenario, if I'm with the female, right? I got you on that. Whatever. Thank you. But with that said, scenario, if I'm with the female, right, a potential, we're dating, and I observe off the back that she's jealous. Let's say everything's beautiful about her, but I didn't like the fact that she's jealous, controlling. But I don't verbalize that to her, right? I keep it to myself. And then I wait to tell her, 3 months from now, a year from now, right? Shit, I'm about to roll up. Sounds good. Oh yeah. Whatchamacallit, I don't tell scenario. I don't tell till a year later. So everyone sees me, they see that's my girl, and be, hey, that's your girlfriend. Like, yeah, y'all look blessed, like a happy couple. And I'll be like, yeah, we're good. But then I say I was talking to her, well, yeah, we're blessed, but don't think about her. She's jealous, controlling. So I tell everybody in the mother what my partner's flaw is that I dislike about her, but I haven't verbalized it to my partner. Yeah, remember, I can't hear. Oh, you good, Hollister. But with that said, whatchamacallit, I don't verbalize it to her. So let's say I tell her a year later, babe, we gotta talk shit otherwise. I try to work on this part, I just can't do it no more. Like, what's that? Again, that, oh, you good, Hollister, you good. But that's it, whatchamacallit, if you don't get better with your jealousy and your controlling wise, then we'll have to squash the relationship. right? And obviously that's gonna hurt her. Why? Everybody, oh, you good, you good. Whatchamacallit, that's gonna hurt her. But here's the kicker: if I knew that scenario 10 days in, why did I wait almost a year later? Basically, why? Because I was scared to hurt her feelings. It's better to hurt someone's feelings 10 days in than 365 days later. The longer you wait to tell that person, the more it's gonna hurt. Because why? Because you're building love. You got time and emotion and situations. That's why in time, when you comprehend this, you and I cannot get back nor buy back what? Love, time, and emotions. When you comprehend that, why are you wasting the wrong individuals around you in your environment, and then potentials by your side if they're not matching energy, they're taking energy wise? You got a lot of tats? Oh hell yeah, I got a lot. I have a lot more to come. 95% of these will be words. 5% will be images and metaphors. With that, then, and it's just a story. It's like it's a map. This is a map to life. It's a crash course to life for everybody to just get straight to the point. Like, why I got depression, anxiety, why do I got PTSD, why do I react to abuse? Very simple. The rapper NF, the rap artist, called, the song's called Mansions. That's why it says Mansion, and the middle says NF. Show a little respect to NF, the rap artist. I love him for that because he helped me with my mansion. He helped me, like, in his song, he talks about his doors are closed, so he has pain, fear, and certain doors closed that he will not open up to nobody, not even himself, because he's still working on that, right? Doors of pain that he opens up, he talks to partners, potentials to be, and so on, right? So I took his song and made it my way. So I say the analogy is this: in your mansion, all the doors of pain might open. Why? Because you haven't let go of your exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, and child trauma. That's why you have anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, low self-esteem, anger issues. The bottom of the mansion says triggers what? All capital letters: overthinking, reactive abuse. If you don't know any on the belly, actually I do. I gotta get it fixed, but it says fuck haters. I got that on my 18th birthday. A long time ago, like 20 years ago. It's a hack job. My tattoo is like, yo Marge, yo Rito, what's up? Let me fix that. I'm like, That's probably the last one I'll fix because it's gonna be pretty painful. So I have to get buzzed pretty good because I'm not a drinker, but the only time I drink is when I get my ink therapy because this shit hurts. But I do it for myself / the universe because it's the answers and a map to life for you guys to hold your hand, guide you so you don't be lost. But with that said, if you don't know what reactive abuse is, that's the bad side of you. That's your narcissist traits. Remember this: everyone's got BPD, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. That's not true. 2 simple questions: why are you in your feelings? Why do you get rid of a petty ass little word that's just words? And with that said, so when you become verbally and potentially physically abusive with anybody, be it your partner, your siblings, your parents, yourself, right? It's called reactive abuse. You're reacting to the words, the environment, your feelings you're feeling. So you get triggered, right? And you start throwing shit, you start punching yourself. You start hitting somebody else, so on and so on. That's called reactive abuse. The bad side of you and out of you, Lucifer's side, controls that. Hate, pride, ego, lust, greed, power. Why is hate building up? Why are you triggered? And so on and so on. That's why you gotta talk to yourself. Anytime you get negative emotions, you're triggered. What triggered your negative emotions? Why are you sad? Why are you mad? Why did anxiety kick in? You gotta talk to yourself. Be observant of your environment. Was it somewhere at the store? Did you see a couple holding hands? Was it, a car accident? So you heard cars, tires screeching, and so on and so on. You gotta talk to yourself, because the intent is not to be mad and bitter for the rest of your life. The intent is not to be triggered. Like on TikTok, no respect. My job is to trigger the universe. First, I'm sour. I'll call you on your shit, hurt you with your feelings instead of with petty ass words. But then I'm sweet. I elaborate. You my empath traits. So all these if you're like 25 and under, right? I swear on TikTok is really, like, to me it's bothersome because it'd be like, it's a bullshit excuse to me. I got diagnosed with BPD, NPD, all this shit. I'm like, bro, everyone's got that shit. Everyone in the universe has BPD, NPD. Why are you yelling at somebody? Why are you angry? Why are you hitting shit? Why are you breaking shit? Because you're fucking bored? Because you're triggered. Control your triggers. If you can, if not, ask for help. Ask for guidance. If not, wear the mask of smiles. Behind you dying, crying. Shut the fuck up and bottle the hell up. And when you freaking let that shit build up to you, pop up and somebody catch a case, whose fault is that? Your fault. Because you don't know how to ask a simple question. I need help. Can you help me and guide me? Can you give me any advice in life? I'm struggling with depression, anxiety through a breakup, and so on and so on. And that's the shit. And that's why, once again, TikTok, all these young cats, that's why they're TikTok famous. BPD, MPD, all these females and males, fuck, especially females. No respect when I say this, but I can't be relationships to my BPD, all this shit. Like, bro, let me tell you the answer first and foremost. How the hell you're 18 in BPD? You know why? Because you're middle school, high schoolers. None of you in the whole fucking universe can teach me about love. You can't teach me about life. You can't even teach me about relationships. All you can teach me is you have heart and feelings about one individual in middle school, high school. And you're in a toxic relationship wise, and you're dying crying, being verbally, physically abused, getting cheated on because this cell phone's your fucking kryptonite. A zillion fucking options because your boyfriend that you love to the fullest loves you, your best friend, and all your homegirls, and he just smashed all of them, and you just still stay like a dummy, and everyone knows it. Your family knows it, your friends know it, you know it, and you're still there. Why? Welcome to a trauma bond. And you haven't even graduated, and then you want to go graduate and go to the matrix with us older adults? Any female that's 18 and 30 years old, I can mop you up if I wanted to. I can tell you everything you want to hear in life. Once again, put you on cloud 9 and use my narcissist traits. Use you for less and that's it. Wine and dine you, make you feel hella good, all good shit. Have you, once again, cloud 9. And when I get the skins, peace gotta go. And I just ghost you if I want. If I want to destroy you, I ghost you. If I do that, I can do breadcrumbing, coming and going. Sorry, babe, fucked up. Let's try again. And on the phone, you can hate me, right? You can hate me all day, every day. Everything changes when I see you face to face. I ain't even kryptonite. Because why? We lay down with each other. Exchange energy-wise. So I own you. Till you let go of me and do what? Closure for yourself. Then I have no power over you. That's how it works, man. It's all about power and energy-wise. Why are you giving me chances? Because when I saw you face to face, once again, you have a support team. Fuck him, he's the cheater, he's a player. You can say all that. They can hype you up, have a support team. When I see you, bad, fucked, I'm sorry. I'll lock eyes with you. I'll hold your hand, guide you, etc. All the good stuff. Then what? That's the shit. Because the physical touch, locking eyes, etc. You can easily fall to what? Lust and love again. And I lay down with you, do TLC, and the next day I get up and leave like nothing. And I keep doing that to you, and you still stay there. Trauma bonds. Those shit suck. Tell me, been there, done that. No one deserves to get destroyed, but that's why, once again, you got to judge and read everybody for who they really are. Everybody. Are they broken, ugly, lost, healing side? Are they matching your energy, taking energy? If they're taking your energy, why do you allow it? Because that's my mother, that's my father, that's my partner, that's my kid. What is it? What up, Woody Justice? How you doing? How's it going? How's life? How's everything? But with that said, that's what I say as individuals. Like, study everybody around you. You have the right to judge everybody. As an individual behind the screen and living the matrix wise, all I see is square circles. Squares, empathists, empath. Circle, narcissist. I can see anyone. I can judge everybody for who they really are. I don't give a shit how dolled up you dress, man, woman. I don't give a fuck. You be, I got a 6 figures with the woo, supercars 1,000. I be, that's cool, but you're still a loser disciple. You're a player, and you demolish women. That's your fucking job. Can you please follow? Oh yeah, no, I got you back, Woody. I followed you already. Thank you. But with that said, whatchamacallit, and that's why you got to judge everybody. You have to. Remember, the word have is very forced to trigger. You should want to. If not, if you're more empathetic, then stay a people pleaser. All these energy vampires, elusive disciples, they will destroy you for everything. Your love, kindness, whatever they can get out of you. And when you don't have anything else to give, they'll still take from you. I promise you will. Because you don't know how to verbalize your boundaries and how to say no. And then with that said, when you start verbalizing your boundaries and saying no, your family, friends, and people you used to people please to, they will call you crazy. Like me, my family tell me, "Oh, you're crazy. You're still talking about what you're talking about. So you're stuck on my ex." I'm like, "How am I stuck on my ex? By telling a story, guiding for warning?" I would say the exact same story to my last dying breath, because it's very simple. You gotta go. I tell my family, friends, and people that I cut off. I was like, "You're bothered because I was a dummy for all these fucking 39 years of my life. 39 years of my life, every which way." Fucking people pleasing, family, friends. I'm the person to go to that don't know how to say no. I could be dead ass tired. Oh, can you go to California for me? I need this here, go to Oregon. And what am I doing? Even my ex would tell me, why do you put everybody in the mother before us? I'm your partner and your kids, your family. Well, they need help. Like, what about us? And that was my flaw. That's a downfall when you're empathetic. You don't know how to say no. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, boundaries. Fuck that shit. Can you date me? I don't, well, dates-wise, first and foremost, like, I don't do dates. I do one date. We do my conversation called Goldfish, match energy, talk about cards, etc. So I don't do traditional ways where you go dates. And on top of that, as far as relationship wise, you know, you gotta know what you want. If you want long term, short term, if you don't know that, then I'm too much for you. Not really when I say that, but that's I verbalize all the time, you know. I love you guys. Oh, thanks for love, respect, etc. Vice versa. I love everyone in the universe. It's about love and respect, right? So with that, so what you gonna call it? Damn, I just lost my train of thought. But that's why, you know, you gotta judge everybody, wise, because not you will get played like a fiddle. And that's why I went through my breakup 3 years ago. I started focusing on my kids, wise, right? And I started telling my family and friends, no. They would call me, text me, hey, I need to. I'd be like, I'm with my kids. I'm going through a breakup. No. What? No. And fucking, when you start saying no, feels hella good. And they, oh, you're being mean. I'm being mean because I said no. Because I've said yes for fucking 30 years of my life. So now I'm saying no. And a lot of family friends cut me off. I tell people, I don't need no one in the universe. So you see where I sit up here in my mansion? Single father, 8 kids, right? So I don't need my kids. I don't need co-parenting. I don't need a family. I don't need friends. I don't need none of you behind the screen. The only person I need is the person in the mirror first and foremost, right? So I want my kids. I want co-parenting. I want a family. I want family and friends. I want you guys by my side. If you choose to want to, which is your choice and my choice, if we're matching each other's energy, not taking each other's energy, that's what it's about. That's all it's about. That's why the only person, you know, the only person you need, chase, compete, submit, and need validation from is who? You, the person in the mirror, not nobody else. Every day above ground, that person in the mirror, do you love them? Do you hate them? If you have anything towards this person in the mirror, this vessel, then you're the problem. So where are you going to work on winning that war? Because the real war in the universe is the person in the mirror first and foremost. After that is who's by your side, who's at work, who's at Starbucks, and so on and so on. If people are taking energy, why do you allow it? And remember this, everyone in the universe is going through shit in life. So why don't you ask a question? You know, are you okay? I ask everyone in the universe. That's why they're at the farm markets in Seattle. My customers and even you customers, they'd be like, man, you ask everybody, you know, if you can. I know you're a busy person helping all these customers, but like, you ask everybody, how you doing? How's it going? How's life? How's family? How's your mansion? And no one asks you, like, how you doing? I go, yeah, I don't worry about it. I'm blessed in life, but they can ask me. And then you know, customers be like, yo, some good questions. Yes, a lot of good questions. Well, like, why? I was like, because I want to make sure you're okay, because your head's your best friend and your worst enemy. You can have the best job in the world, good family, kids, and all that, but how you doing in your mansion? Everything's cool up there, you know? Because your head's your best friend and your worst enemy. And that's why my customers I've been doing for like, I think like 10 years now, 11 years, whatever it is. I'm about to see them two Saturdays from now. The first Saturday of May was, because the farm markets in Issaquah started up, which I'm going to call it, you know, every time they'll be like, yo, you're like my fruit guy, you're my computer guy, and you're like my counselor. I was like, yes, sir. I go, just tell a story, man. And that's what my majority of my followers are females. And, you know, at the farmer markets, you know, the women, you know, the girlfriends, they'd be like, you need to talk to my boyfriend, my husband. Like, whenever, you know, whenever. And then, like, I love it because, like, the guys, they don't really ask about my tattoos. Some will, but mainly females. Because in Seattle, the females are extroverts. They'll be like, you know, right now when they see me this shit, like, yeah, more tattoos in your face. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm done. No more tattoos in my face. I just finished it off. So the rest of my tattoos, and in June, I have, like, 4 sessions. So I'm going to finish a saying here, and then I'm going to start doing my right bicep, and then start doing my tricep. So once again, 95% of my tattoos will be words, passages, because it'll be all the things that I say to simplify life for you as an individual, and then have to benefit and have a healthy relationship on both sides, and so on and so on, right? So what you gonna call it? So the guys will be like, why do you have a cell phone in your hand? And they'll even like touch my hand, play with it. I was like, well, if you use the phone correctly, we're talking and vibing, right? But if you use the phone incorrectly, and they're like, what do you mean incorrectly? Well, if you're passing boundaries, if you're on IG Snap, liking pictures, which is liking is whatever, but if you're like in their DM passing boundaries and you got a partner, then you're doing the phone, social media, third party, doing the web. Jada and Will Smith in a relationship is A and B. Will Smith, Jada, A and B relationship, not August, C to Z. It's just you and I, and that's it. But if you're going out the relationship, why? Because you're not happy. Simple as that. But a lot of people are scared to have that conversation, and I get it, because, you know, you potentially might hurt feelings, but it's better to hurt people's feelings and not do infidelity-wise. Getting cheated on destroys the fuck out of you, man. Bad. And with that, remember, everyone's got to be PD empathy-wise. So the downfall of this situation, a person that's empathetic, square, etc., right, they can be godly positive every which way. You can trigger them. Like, in their heads, like, yo, like, she just broke trust and loyalty. Like, I gave her everything. I've done my part. I haven't I have done nothing wrong on my end, and she cheated on me. And he can snap. He can snap and fucking off her dome. He become a narcissistic sociopath psychopath because you're going through a breakup. It's so much to take because in his head, I need her. And now she broke everything. I can't live without her. If I can't have her, no one can, right? Quote unquote. You see the flicks, you hear it all the time, you observe it. That's how, matter of fact, with that said, which I do with TikTok Stitch, I was seeing that, I don't know if y'all know on TikTok wise, if y'all saw what was going on like 3 years ago, there was a famous TikToker, man. He did like, I think he was Middle Eastern, right? And he was doing Al Pacino and all. He imitated a lot of actors, right? So him and his wife, they were social media power couple, all the good shit, and then they were having little issues because of his jealousy, etc. wise. And she wanted, I believe, don't quote me, I think they divorced, or she wanted a divorce wise. And then what happened was, they weren't living together wise. He was living at a hotel, whatever it was. And from there wise, he tapped like co-parenting best as on his daughter's iPad. He put an application wise where he can chime in to the iPad. So he heard a guy's voice. And I guess it was a family friend, whatever the situation was, right? So she didn't know this, but he made a copy to their apartment, whatever. And I guess he heard the voice, and he was screaming through through his phone to the iPad. And he walked in and fucking sociopath psychopath off his ex-wife's, wife's head. And the guy said, quote unquote, friend. And, I was watching the interview because I forgot about that. It's been so long. And I was like, that's why I love TikTok, because they'll bring it up. And he was talking about, he's like, yeah, this is my wife, my everything, my family. And now you have a guy here, etc. And even when he was saying that, you can see the rage in him. He's like, on the phone, clenching the fucking phone, like peeking again. Because obviously he still hasn't let it go. Obviously, you killed your wife and you killed a guy and then you go to jail for whatever time because, you didn't know how to control your hate, your pride, ego, power. No one doesn't own anybody. But analogy-wise, in toxic relationship, people bitch about slavery. Slavery has happened in modern times. How so? In relationships. Men, we're more narcissistic, right? We're the ones typically passing boundaries, checking out females. And the female sees it. She don't say shit. More empathetic, right? So analogy, especially if she's trauma bonded. If I cheat on a lot of times, right? And she forgives me and give me chances, I'm the slave master. She's the slave. She won't leave for a very long time. And that's why when she's in a fight, when she's ready to leave, she fights for the physical freedom to leave me, get away from me, etc. Right? That's the first part of freedom. The second part of freedom is what? Forgive, not forget, let go. She's got to let me go. If she doesn't let me go in her mansion, that door pane, ex-wife, I own it. To her last dying breath, I own it. I can always talk shit to her, trigger her, anything. If I get in her feelings, I know I own it. Every which way. That's why you do closure for yourself. You don't do it for your exes. You don't do it for your moms. You do it for yourself. Forgive, not forget, let go. If you don't do that, which is definitely your choice, then whoever owns that door of pain, exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, child trauma, they're eating the popcorn, watching Collada Beauty, smiling your face, living the rent free. So when are you going to kick them out? That's all on you, your choice. If not, you can do like TikTok. I haven't seen my ex. I do no contact. You can do no contact all you want. Hide and run from your ex-partner all you want. Which is a positive thing to a certain extent. But scenario, the day you see me face to face and I'm your ex and I destroyed you, what's going to happen to you? When you see me face to face, are you going to get triggered? Sad, hate, bitter, what is it? That's the shit I can tell you. I miss you. Can I get a hug? We had energy. We had TLC. We exchanged it. That hug can evolve to making babies. Yeah, be careful hugging your exes. You can do a friendly hug if you let them go. Yeah, but if you haven't, the physical touch, because the only reason why, because you exchange energy with TLC. That's why you got to be very careful with the physical touch. And with that said, as you know, more females are empathetic than men wise, but you got to control your heart and feelings, because if you're having a bad day, I pick you up when you're down. I pick you up when you're down and being supportive, right? And we're face to face, locking eyes. From there, wise, you can potentially, catch feelings. Yo, I can hear you now. Oh, that's awesome, Hollister. Welcome. So with that said, you potentially might catch feelings. You gotta control your heart feelings, because your heart feelings is your flaw. It's gonna sound bad, but it's your flaw. Why? Because you see the good in everybody but yourself. You want to fix, change, save people, but you can't. It's highly impossible. I can physically save. I tell females, right? Head company over the was low key loud. You're good, hermano. You good. I tell the females, right? Like they have money and power. I become famous on social media. I'm doing my pods and now I'm making money off the followers. Your guys' money. So I'll give back to the women for sure, and especially the single moms, because there's a lot of females that I talk to in my one-on-ones. They don't work, they don't drive, so they're with their husband, boyfriends, toxic ass people to the fullest. But there's no way or means of leaving because they don't have the financial status, right? So I tell them a scenario that they have money and power. I can physically save you, get you an apartment for you and the kids, pay for everything. You don't gotta worry about shit for the year. I'll pay for your gas, rent, everything because I have money and power. But I told her that I saved you physically. But your ex-wise, if you're trombone, he owns you. I will not be surprised that you allow your babe father to be back, move in with you. The day I walked there to visit you, said you and the kiddos to check in, I will not be surprised if you open the door. And I will tell you in your face, you see, that's what I told you. I saved you physically. That is your journey. What's the topic? Oh, my topic is every time I go live, I just talk about the same thing. Life, relationship, why we sever empath and narcissist, good and bad people, how we function spiritually, mentally as beings, and from there wise, how to be in healthy relationships. If you're not ready for it, don't be in relationships at all. Stop selling dreams, and so on and so on. Because like a lot of people want relationships, but I tell them, how's it feel to want? Are you ready for it? Like, what do you mean if I'm ready for it? Well, I am. Are you sure? Because remember, scenario, if I'm more healed than you are, and you even start your healing journey, I can make you feel good, but I can't fix you or save you. If your ex triggers you, you're gonna get in your feelings. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to let me be in my space, right? Your coworkers trigger you. Someone on social media triggers you. I get crucified. I want to hug you. I can't even hug you, right? And then human body talk wise, what's the best higher in the universe? TLC. Like let's say I tell a female scenario. If you're having a bad day, sitter wise, right, and you're triggered, what I'm gonna tell you, babe, chill, lay down, let me taste you, right? That's the highest high. You don't even gotta participate, and you're still gonna say, no, I'm not in the mood, right? And with that said, you're obviously bothering shit, and I'm your partner, quote unquote. So you push me away, I get in trouble, I get crucified, and there could be no TLC, no like talking, no physical touch for days, weeks, whatever, months potentially, because that's how triggered and bothered you are, right? And what I gotta do, I gotta adapt situation and shit, but myself as an individual wise, like, especially now, before I do it, but now I do it 1,000. Like I tell everybody, yo, you play stupid, I play stupider. Especially with females. Especially when females pull that corny shit. I bet, check out. Because what do? Now they're feeling better, right? And they'll come to you, babe, you know what? In Spanish, lo hacemos. English, that means, let's do it. And I'll be like, oh, now you're feeling better, right? You know what? And especially with the females into astrology, 40s in the matrix, I'd be like, the stars, the sun, and the moon are not aligned, so no, I'm not in the mood. And what's she gonna say? Oh, it's like that? Then fuck you, we're not doing it. I'll be like, it's nothing new to me, wise. I've been grounded for so long, fucking add it to the roster. I go on my day. And now her days to go to shit. Because what I do, to use my narcissist traits, I master energy, wise. So I tell females, yo, the potential by my side, you gotta be on the healing awakening journey. You have to be working on yourself. I say have to trigger, you should want to be. If you just, I'm coming out of a breakup. Oh, no, baby girl, I'm way too much for you. Way too much for you. I can't fix you or save you at all. I could hold your hand, guide you. I promise you, 1,000. But as a friend associate, I'm not going to have you by my side. I'm way too much for you. And with that said, you're not going to take my energy. And I'm going to tell you, see that door right there? To remind you, I don't need you in my life. I want you in my life. If I'm too much for you, you're not going to remember my feelings. You can leave whenever you want to. And if I see you're not evolving, I will leave you. And I'll still be a friend associate if you want to. If not, you can hate me. I don't care. I'll go on my day. That's the type of people. That's why 95% of the universe broken codependent. Why do you go through relationships and when you go through a breakup, you die? You're shedding tears. Because it's going to hurt. Because why? Because the codependency wise. And that's why to let go, it hurts hella. Because you're codependent. I need them in my life. No, the only person you need is you. The person in the mirror. You want people if they want you. It's the best feeling to have that when you comprehend that. Because guess what? Where I'm from, my family is known, I'm known, but no one talks to me for the most part because I'm considered crazy. Do I care? No. I don't feel lonely. Oh, I'm alone? No. Because I go on social media, I got my one-on-ones. And anyways, I already know where I'm from, Little Mexico, Eastern Washington wise. There is no potential here for the most part because a lot of females are introverts wise. In the Spanish culture, right, this Little Mexico right here, I'm way too much for these females. Especially the Spanish female, Hispanic Latina, she could be like traditional, right? Catholic church, etc. Wise, but here's the kicker: what's gonna happen? We can talk and vibe. I know she's a square empathetic. I know she's gonna do, last dying breath. I know that. The downfall of that situation is, if she's traditional, she doesn't know anything about empath and narcissist, the stuff that I talk about. I'm way too much for her because we can be good together. What's gonna happen? That her family's gonna get involved because they could be like, well, he's a good dude. He carries himself good. He speaks spiritual, all that good shit. I just don't like his tattoos. I know they're gonna say that. There's no I think is not knowing. I know they will say that. And with that said, they're gonna be like, they'll gaslight manipulate. Yo, whoa, chill out. Either choose your boyfriend or you choose your family. And then obviously she'll come to me more likely and she'll be like, oh, well, my family said this and this, right? I'll be like, well, chill out, baby girl. I'm choosing for us. So with that said, I'll squash it for us. And obviously she's gonna feelings, but no, it's gonna have to be like this because you haven't cut the umbilical cord. You worry about what your parents think. Your parents are gonna dictate your relationships. I promise you that. So, but with that said, I will not get it. I will do scenario with females that are in my DMs that want to get to know me. I go, I'm not a virgin. Ask me whatever you like. I will tell you everything about I, but I'm just letting you know I'm probably too much for you, especially in Spanish culture. I tell females all the time, if you still worry about if your parents trigger you, you still worry about the whole love and respect. If your parents are love and respectful, I will match energy. But if your parents are not love and respectful and they talk this shit, I don't bite my tongue. I will tell them the truth, let it have it, and that's too much for you. That I'm too much for you. You still want to date your parents. You are scared to leave. You're scared to be alone. Then with that said, once again, I'm too much for you, and so on and so on. That's why you have to verbalize day one how you function, what you're about. Don't sell dreams. Because if you sell dreams, that's your narcissist, that's the bad side of you. If your intent is not to be there long term, then say that. Bitch it out. And that's all. The guys would be like, you're trying to tell me if it's a female, like, I can't be in a relationship, I cheat, I just do benefits, probably, they might potentially vibe with you. Because you know what? I don't relationship either. I dig you, like you, but I don't want to be with you like that. There you go. No one's passing boundaries. You're not wasting fucking money on bullshit to dress to impress. Nothing. But y'all scared because rejection, protection. If you tell her, no, I want a relationship. Well, you didn't lie to her, so I'm sorry, I should be friends, cold friends and associates. That's how you're doing. Then you're blessed. You didn't lie to nobody, was. If she wants to try it anyway, that's her choice. That's your choice, and so on and so on. So yeah, that's the thing, man. That's what I tell you. That's what I focus on. That's why I can tell you my shirts. I have all my shirts. I have way more to come, and I love technology because I'm like, I know my issue is like I speak fast. I apologize. I'm trying to slow it down. I have an accent, and from there wise I slur and then I mumble because I'm very exhausted. I do so many hours in social media, uploads, one-on-ones, Zoom calls. It's fucking retarded. But remember this: I chose to do that 3 years ago. I made a vow to myself. To the universe, like no one deserves to get destroyed relationships. How the hell you're a man or a woman and you're dying crying in your fucking stomach over one individual? They don't want you. I know it hurts to hear that. If you're going through it, it sucks. It hurts. Yes, it does. But the only reason why it hurts because in your head, I need them. Codependency. That's why I say, which I would get you tatted on me. Trigger warning: addiction, loneliness, trauma bonds, all equal what? Codependency wise. And for all whatever your addiction is, I think actually I made it somewhere. Oh, actually, it's hanging them against the wall. So I put on there, whatever your addiction is. Analogy: the bottle doesn't need you. You need the bottle, and it's the truth. If you're an alcoholic, the bottle doesn't talk to you. It's not there at Walmart on aisle 8. Hey, I'm Budweiser. I'm Heineken. You should buy me. No, you need the bottle. And remember, nothing's wrong with drinking if it's casual drinking. But if you have to black out, then guess what? You're a broken codependent. And why? Because you're like Forrest Gump running from your problems. So what do you want to do? Numb up. Do that. Definitely your choice. I pray for you and that's it. That's why I watched the movie last night. Only because of TikTok. I tell you, I don't really watch I don't watch news because that shit's irrelevant. And, in TV in general, my TV is TikTok. So with that said, oh, thank you, Trina. With that said, oh, snap. Thank you, Trina. You don't have to give it a thank you. But with that said, I watched this movie called, which is a real good flick. It's called A Good Person. Like, if you're a person that's been done with, dealing with addiction and shit like that, like, it's touching. Like me, I shed tears to a certain extent, but it's really touching because like I had a brother that passed away. He was for sure an addict, but he lost. He passed because the cop situation got involved. It turned out pretty bad. But anyways, just watching her, like, I can't imagine what my brother was going through. And the cool thing about him and I, like, it sounds bad, but obviously when you grow up and you leave out the household, like I told him, because he tried to use excuse, well, I did drugs because you left the house. I'm like, I'm your big brother, right? But I left and I met a girl, started a family. You're your own man also, but you can always call me, whatever. But you didn't. That was your choice, right? And I tell him, well, I went to a breakup. I go, you was there when I was going through a breakup? I was fucking dying and crying like a bitch, fucking all the time, shedding tears left to right. And it hurt hella bad. But I didn't think to myself, I'm going to grab drugs. I'm going to grab pills. I was around that shit. I already saw all my friends, family, and customers, fucking zombies, literally frozen, high as whatever the fuck they're doing. So I already know that it's not going to fix me, right? So, but I get it. Your battle is that plus, a mammoth bullshit addiction-wise, right? And that's why in our lifetime, between him and I, when I left in 2000 to Seattle-wise, we talked maybe face-to-face, like, I don't know, 3-4 times on the phone, maybe like 2 times. It don't sound like a lot, but it wasn't a lot. But every time we did talk, it was a raw, real conversation, because I would tell him, like, yo, that's your choice. I miss my kids, my baby moms. I'm like, and my family. I'm like, well, brother, I love you when I say this. It's gonna hurt you. We gotta hear it too. Whatever I don't speak drugs. Whatever your foils, blues. I don't speak that shit. I don't care to get educated in drugs at all. It does not make me nor fix me. So with that said, I was like, when you smoke that foil bullshit you talk about, that is your family. You cry about your family, your kids, your friends. That shit, that is your family. That is your friend. That is your kids. You can't let that shit go. You won't ever have a family or friends. That is your choice. And he would laugh. He'd like, that's why I love you, because you keep it around real. Like, I keep it 1,000. I'm not here to sell your dreams, man. Now I tell him, I'm always here for you. You can always talking about it. We have a good conversation. That's why, at least the positive, we always have good conversations, And that's why, remember, death is inevitable. You cannot stop it, but you can prevent it best as. Mammy bullshit drugs will consume you every which way. You can lose everything in life, right? That's when I watched that movie. It was like, it's good, but hard to watch at the same time, because I'm just like, damn, all the people that are addicts, like, fuck, it's a lot. You got to fight that shit. That's why you have, you got hurdles. You got going through a breakup, the first hurdle, right? And then you get drugs involved, you become an addict, second hurdle, right? And then you have kids in the mix, third hurdle, the third hurdle wise, and then the relationship fails, the fourth hurdle. Now you try to do co-parenting. And then for the women, I get up and leave, right? Now you're a single mom and paying mother, father. For the women, you're the fifth hurdle. It sucks, man. You're getting destroyed. And how you're supposed to be positive, right? You have your support team. They pick you up when you're down. Like, damn, what's going on? What made you talk about this topic? Oh, Trina, me personally-wise, every time I go live, thanks for the gifts, thanks for the support. But every time I go live, I just talk about life, relationship, suffered, empath, and narcissist, good and bad people. It's interesting. Thank you. It's because to let you know how we function spiritually, mentally as beings. Because if you break it down, life's not hard. It's easy with the cherry on top. The only reason why life became hard, everyone in the universe for the most part has child trauma. Yeah, bullies and bullshit in school, right? What destroyed you? What made you have overthinking, question your self-worth, anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicide thoughts, low something, anger issues is relationships. Tables always turning 1,000. It's relationships. Deadass. Why? Because you put, as a traditional person, if you're empathetic wise, typically more women than men wise, you put your all, you put your heart, feelings, and emotions in one individual. You took a risk, a major risk, right? Example about that risk, that if the person, typically as member narcissistic wise, if they verbally, physically whip your ass, cheat on you, they destroy you. And that's when you question your self-worth. That's why, person in the mirror, that's when the real war begins. Because now, when your partner that says they loves you, Senator, if I'm with you, I'll call you ugly, fat, and stupid. I hurt you and destroy you with words. Every time you hear the words ugly, fat, and stupid, especially from my mouth, I demolish you. Everyone can tell you you're beautiful, nice body, etc., all the good shit, but you don't believe that because the person that loves you is telling you the opposite, But most don't have a relationship with self, so how can you love someone else if you can't? Yo, beautiful. Very well said. That is fucking 1,000. Very well said. And that's why you women are more empathetic. You're more wiser. You outdo communication comprehension. My second baby mama would tell me that. She'd be like, how can you say you love me and the kids, right? But you don't love yourself? Because I obviously at the time I don't love myself. I'd be like, I just do. She said, but that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I can't answer that correctly, but I can tell you I just do. And obviously that's the very incorrect answer because I'm running for myself. But why? Because I didn't really have no one to talk to. Men, for the most part, we don't have a support team. Men are not supposed to talk about their feelings because you a bitch if you do that. You're a woman, you soft. Beta, all that corny ass terms they use, right? So all I mean, don't fuck that bullshit. Whatever's bothering you, have a support team. Talk to someone about it. If not, wear the mask, smile, and be behind it dying and crying. How many years you gonna wear that shit? I wore that for 39 years of my life. Best of 42. I just tell a story now. I'm not a victim. I'm not a warrior survivor. I laugh at bullshit because I'm laughing at myself. And some people get triggered, like, you're laughing at me. Like, no, I'm laughing with you. I was you. If you're still doing it, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay, right? But the cool thing with the support team, we hold your hand, guide you every which way. But a lot of situationships, oh yeah, 25 and under, situationships 1,000. Like my nieces, right? My nieces are now my, my daughter's and niece's friends, and they have to talk about relationships, and I go, that's your boyfriend? No, it's a situation. They'll be like, there's no title on it. There's no title on it? I'd be like, I give them shit. So basically, you lay down with somebody doing sleepovers, so you're with nobody, so I can sleep over with you, right? To give them shit. And they'd be like, no, it's not like that. Like, but that's not your boyfriend, you just said. So you're doing a situationship. Awesome. No title on it. And then they're pregnant. I'm like, so how many more friends, benefits, situationships, no title you're going to have? Like, yo, no, you don't do that. Well, they haven't asked me out. Then if they don't ask you out, then, yo, shoot your fucking shot, open your mouth. God gave you your mouth. Use it correctly, not incorrectly. Ask him, yo, so what? I'm asking you out. You want my boyfriend? When the fucking cat catches his tongue, what? There's the answer. He doesn't want a relationship. He'll give you bullshit excuses to run around. And you're going to pray, plan, and hope that gives you a chance. But little do you know, he's smashing you, your friend, best friend, and your mom. But he loves God and he goes to church because he's a godly person. Yes, they are, because that's life. We all need help. Oh, for sure. We definitely do. But that's the good thing about social media. Use the phone correctly, not incorrectly. We're talking and vibing. I tell people all the time. I'm always in your pocket. You can reach out to me any of my platforms, DM me. I do audio chats, phone calls, videos, whatever you remember. It's about respecting your boundaries. I'm that individual, and that's it. Whatever you want to talk about, let's talk about it. She goes by a thing like Angel Wings. I met her on Facebook because she made a post on a narc talk community wise / groups on Facebook, right? And I made my comments, and then from there wise I DM'd her, check out, what up, Queen? How you doing? It's going. Don't feel alone, so on and so on. I sent her 2 messages wise, and she actually responded. We went back and forth about like 15 minutes of conversation, right? And she asked me, "Can I call you?" I was like, "If you're comfortable with it, most definitely." I've never met her in my life, right? Ever. I just met her. I saw her her Facebook post, and we had a day one 5-hour conversation. I've never met her in my life. And she's like, "Thanks for hearing me." Like, no, this is what I do. Free therapy. It's about you, not I. I was you. And she's 24 years old, and she's going through it pretty good. Because she's like, she questions her self-worth, and she thinks she's ugly. I was like, you think you're ugly because relationship destroyed you. Your ex called you ugly, fat, and stupid. I go, and in a respectful manner, not past your boundaries, but look at you. You're beautiful inside and outside, but you're just going through a lot of overthinking. A lot of trauma, but you just keep working yourself day by day in baby steps. And she's doing decent, It's just that she's all, well, when am I have a good partner? I'm like, well, in a respectful manner, you're not ready for it, but you can try. The downfall more likely being in a toxic relationship again, but that is just as a forewarning, so on and so on, But sorry, Trina. But that's a lot. Stay, because there's a relationship based on frivolous things. 1,000, very well said. Yeah, but it starts at home. The behaviors that most allow. They learned it. God to be best, self to have the best man or woman for you. 1,000. No, everything starts with child trauma. Everything does. Like Sarah, in my situation, right? Typically, in Spanish cultures, the father's narcissistic, the female's empathetic, right? So the mom can't really say shit. The he's doing during the cycle, so verbally, physically, I got my ass whooped till I was 11 years old. I'm the oldest, so I always got my ass kicked all the time because my siblings never pay attention, never help clean the house, so I was always getting demolished, right? My dad's always being verbally physically abused from my mom. They said all the good shit, right? So what I say, I was a little kid. I don't like my father. I don't want to hit my kids. I don't want to hit my partner, right? So that part is good. I didn't. But the bad part is I took the verbal abuse. That's the type of people, you don't got to get physical with nobody. Like, and that this is an oxymoron. Like, my baby mom's taught me this, which I'm gonna get a tat on me. She would tell me, like, which I didn't understand at the time being, but she'd be like, you know, I'd rather have you beat me physically, right? Because I can recover from a black eye, busted lip, broken ribs. But you say you love me, but I'm stupid. You say you love me, but I'm ugly. You say you love me, but I'm fat. And you say you love me. Those words in my head play 1,000 times. And you want to be your partner. You want to lay down with you. You want to be with you. How? And you say you love me. And I'd be like, they're just fucking words. Get over it. She thought there just because your dad whooped your ass with words, your first baby mom destroyed your words, doesn't make everyone like you strong. And with that, when she called me out, before she broke it off 3 years ago, she's like, you bitched about your baby moms, right? That destroyed you. But I'm gonna tell you this: you became like your baby moms, but worse. And I stayed quiet because I was like, and I told you, you are right. And I'm sorry. Sorry, I can't fix shit. The past has been written, but you are right. You are very correct because when I would get mad, my narcissist trait, hate, pride, ego kicks in. I didn't give a shit. I would take it out on my kids. I would take it out on my girl. I would demolish the world with no remorse. I would say what I had to say, cuss. I did not care. I don't care if I burn the world down. After I'm done, sorry. But once again, the downfall situation, I tell all the kids, just because we're parents doesn't make us parents. A lot of us are adult high schoolers. A lot of us didn't get a chance to grow up because we had no guidance. So I tell them, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on your parents. You can hate your parents and you're 60 years old. That's definitely your choice. But if your parents didn't teach you this, then that means what? Your parents and their grandparents and so on and so on, they're all stuck in a cycle. It takes one of you to break it. And when you break it, they would consider you called crazy and all this shit because you're speaking positive and godly and all this good shit. You got tattoos if you do what I did. I crucify myself and so on, right? But you don't stop. You don't stop. The intent is not to be like your parents. The intent is to evolve from your parents' wise. Do better, quote unquote, Mental and emotional are worse because it's manipulation 1,000. Manipulation, gaslighting. And then remember this, if someone's talking shit about you, right? Bully, social media, family, friends, they're talking shit about you. If you know 1,000, that's not you at all. That person is talking about you, and they not knowing. It's called deflection and projection. They deflect their own personal feelings, their own insecurities and bullshit they're going through. They're wearing the mask smiles. And they're taking down you, projecting whatever they say, and they're actually talking about themselves not knowing. With that said, as long as they know and they sense your energy that they're hurting you with those words, they don't stop. They won't stop until you have the courage and strength to verbalize your boundaries and say, no, that's what you're saying. You're actually talking about yourself. I am not that. But you won't do that because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. They give no fucks about your feelings, so fuck their feelings. Use your narcissist traits and control them and match the energy. That's why, it's not Jordan Peterson saying, but it's someone saying, but it's beautiful, which is very true. It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. Analogy, if you're more empathetic, you're the gardener and you're trying to fight a person verbally, the warrior, the narcissistic person, they'll destroy you. Because when they call you out, why are you being mean to me? Oh shit, they're right. I am being mean. But they're only being mean to match the energy because they're being mean to you. But since they guilt trip you because, I'm not supposed to be I'm supposed to be a godly, positive person. It's not Jesus time, it's 2023. So that's how you become the warrior in the garden. That's why I can use my narcissist traits and control it. I can control my lust, my greed, power. I can destroy 95% of you with petty ass words. And I do it purposely to get your attention. First, I'm sour. Fuck you and your feelings. What? Especially the boys. Then I'm, sweet. I elaborate. Fuck your feelings for now. What do you mean for now? It's your choice to work on yourself. Not. Then fuck your feelings. Keep running from me. Run from your life. Run from your problems. Don't ever work on yourself and blame everybody in the mother for your mistakes. Right? Sorry, Trina. They learned it. Go be best self to be the best man or woman for you. Oh, sorry. But wisdom is trial and error. So for your next person, you'll be better and can help them 1,000. Very well said. Pound it, blow it up. But learning is infinite. So, yes. But the thing is, do you have the power when will they do? Does it affect you? Still living life. Trust. No, for sure. Work yourself. That's why you gotta work on yourself. Like when you can control your power 1,000. No one can hurt you. If you break it down, you're your best critic, or because that's what your head, your best friend, or worst enemy. Look in the mirror, criticize yourself. I like my nose, I like my teeth, whatever. But it's cosmetics. You can modify the body all you want to be visually satisfied, visually. But in your mansion, how you appear, spiritual, emotion, mentally, do you love yourself? You can have all the BBLs, OnlyFans, all the Bugattis you want, but do you love yourself? No. So what are you gonna do? Like 95% of the universe does. Like I did, you are looking for love and happiness in people and mammy bullshit. Have a good boyfriend, wife, whatever. Have all the Gucci, Prada, girl trip, guy trips. Do that. But at the end of the night, why do you stop? Anxiety, depression, paranoia, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, low self-esteem, anger issues. You have a good partner, all the money and power, rich and fucking famous, and you're still miserable as fuck. How? Make that shit make sense. Why? Because you haven't won the war. What war? The real war. The person in the mirror. That's why. That's your issue. What I meant to say was they don't have the power you do, because what they do, the narcissistic person doesn't have power, because at the end of the day, you're still going to grow and you're still going to be a... Love is defining things. 1,000 isn't, man. Because money is the issue and they aren't walking in truth. 1,000. You know what's up, hermana? And that's why I said blue pill rich, to knock on people that are rich. Either you're social media famous, because nowadays technology, or you're actually, I don't give a shit, Microsoft, whatever, you're 6-figure plus, I'm happy. You travel the universe. Like I tell the guys and the girls at the market, because their IT, said all this good stuff, own the businesses, and I tell them, I'll kiss it out in the love, respectful manner, because they'll open up talking about the relationship, etc. Wise, and I break it down. Look at, you're financially well off. You don't have that financial struggle like I do. Single father, 8 kids, all that good shit, right? So you're blue pill rich. But why? And I tell them, look at my tattoos. Why do you still have all that? I tell them, because in your mansion, you haven't let go of your exes, past pain, toxic love, trauma, child trauma. You haven't learned how to close the doors to pain. So you have the money, so you buy happiness. You look for happiness in people, and you're buying bandies to man-made bullshit. And everything starts with you. That's what you have insomnia. And I tell them, love doesn't hurt. Love is beautiful, healing, soothing, care about type of situation. What hurts is toxic love. What do you mean toxic love? You love somebody that doesn't love you back. Or vice versa. You hurt somebody that they love you, but you don't love them back. Why are you still there? Why are you destroying them? Then that hurts. Pain hurts. Overthinking. The cherry top, insomnia. Why can't you go to sleep? As an individual, for the last 3 years of my life, when I sleep, I die. Time is irrelevant. Death's inevitable. Can't stop it. And I don't care about death, because the intent is to live as long as possible, to tell the same story every day above ground. When I have power naps, I have small dreams here and there. I love life. I love the universe. I'm blessed. And I tell them, you have more money power than I do. How can I say this and you can't say that? Because you haven't worked in your mansion. And that's what they be like, that's why I love talking to you, because now I got shit to work on. That's what we do. We show love and respect to each other. We hold each other's hands and guide every which way so you can get your life back. That's the intent in each lifetime, is to go through your healing, awakening, and eventually woke journey. Once you become woke, you're 1% of the universe. You sit on top of the mountain with God, Lucifer, the universe. You eat your popcorn, free entertainment. I comprehend everybody. Show love, respect, and that's all I do, I feel I'm well versed in life about everything, especially sitting in a prison cell. Oh, well, love, respect, and mana. I pray you to get out soon. But most aren't comfortable talking about things, so their issues. They spill into life, and then no one helps because they don't understand. Very well said. We all have power, because the power is in having wisdom and knowledge. Most just follow 1,000. Yo, man, respect you every which way. Like, I don't know, like, if I could message you wise, etc. wise, but if you can DM me, that'd be cool to keep in contact with you, because it's about showing respect. And in life, we do things that potentially we get altercations, get in trouble with the law, etc. But the intent, like what you're doing, is you're working on yourself. That's beautiful. The intent is to evolve and not get involved with the justice system, etc. Wise, like me, I caught a case in 2009, my DV case, my first offense in my life, and I got fucking crucified every which way, and it sucked, man. But the thing is, like, the intent is not to give up, and not become part of the system, because they're like, just tell me, oh, you're like everybody else, you're gonna be a statistic. I'm like, no, Judge, I'm not a statistic. I'm not like fucking Paco and Mario and shit. My first offense in my life, I'm getting crucified. And I tell them you won't see me again. Knock on wood. I keep it humble because I'm not trying to catch cases. I learned right away when I got a DV case. Any female or male wants to get physical with you. This is America, not fucking Mexico. Do it the right way, the right. Call the boys in blue. Let your partner fight the fucking judges, courts, and fucking probation officers, counselors. Oh, but what's gonna happen? Fuck, what's gonna happen to them? Or do not call the cops. Get verbally abused for sure. That's the opportunity to cost for that. But the physical part, stay there and get your ass whipped. Go for it. Your choice. The phone call away, yes, you could potentially trigger them. You could potentially offer your dome. But that's why if it's that bad, you verbalize to your family, friends, social media, hey, if something happens to me, more likely with my ex, and just tell your story. And it sucks. You shouldn't have to be like that. But remember, losers, disciples of basically what they do. Their mentality is YOLO, you only live once. That's blue pill talk. Red pill talk, the ones you're working yourself. No, you live every day, you only die once. Correct your wording. You change your mentality wise. Sorry. I am out, but it took being alone and away from... Oh, okay, well, happy you're out, Trina. That's awesome. I tell you, also, if it's cool with you, I also like to keep in contact wise. Because I love talking vibe with red pillars actually work on themselves. Because we all have stories, right? And the cool thing is when you tell stories, you can actually, hold people's hands and guide them every which way so they potentially could progress in life. And all you're doing is guiding for one in every which way. And that's beautiful. Like, no one's perfect. We have our flaws. I tell people, like, you might think I'm the nicest person in the world because the way I speak, the way I care about my energy, but I'm not the best. I did a lot wrong. I did the whole face benefits, but I now I know what I did. That's the cool thing when you do what? Self-accountability. That's the intent, to tell the truth. And the intent is not, you don't keep doing, if you keep doing the same mistakes, it's not a mistake. It's called a habit and addiction. Keep the shit real, 1,000. Why do you keep cheating? Why do you keep drinking, etc.? It's an addiction. Why are you numbing up? Why are you running from your problems? Just going through shit in life. We all go through shit in life, but why don't you have a support team? Like I tell people, I had 10 people, right here, 10 life workers, I'm a death. Ex's name, let me respect my second baby moms, the mother of our boys. I let her go in 88 days, 100%. 14, 17 later, 1,000. Why? I had 10 people for 88 days, blessed and I love my death. I could talk to them. And if I couldn't talk to them, what I do? I'm a geek techie. I'll grab my cell phone, right? Grab a cell phone. And this is a true test of yourself. Grab the cell phone, right? If you can't look at yourself, for now, do audio blogs. And the day you build the courage and strength, do video blogs of yourself. If you can't look at your own fucking self, you're not on streams, you're not lives, nothing. You're not doing pods. You're just recording yourself on a man-made machine, aka cell phone. And you can't look at yourself. That lets you know you're struggling every which way. But the positive is, after your video blog's done, when you're ready to, you can study yourself, watch yourself. And as time progresses, because time heals. Yes, time is part of it. Time is communication. I'm going through a breakup, an addiction, jail, etc. wise. That's part of it. What's the other part to become healed? It's called what? The comprehension part is a choice. I'm making a choice to work on myself. I'm making a choice. I don't go back to jail. I don't do drugs. I don't go back to... I'm making a choice. That's why it takes time and choice. Communication, comprehension with yourself. Sorry, guys. If you're getting braids, it feels good when you take your braids out because you can't even scratch your head. I've had it for about 2 weeks. Holy shit. Can't wait to take a shower and scratch the shit out of my head. But with that said, that's why it's timing, choice heals. And the cool thing is when you start doing that, you start being more observant. You can study your environment. Everywhere you go, study everybody around you. If not, then people will use you and abuse you. They'll take you for everything wise. And everyone's going through shit in life. That's why to trigger the universe, if you're doing wrong, run the street being wild, etc. wise, to trigger you, you're lucid disciples. What the fuck I'm doing? Well, you're not God's disciple because you're doing wrong, which is your choice, right? And that's how you do it. You got to use your narcissist trait to trigger people. And then elaborate why you're saying every which way. If you choose to want to use your choice. And that's what I do. Every day above ground, I tell the same story. Why? Because I'm just trying to simplify life for you best as. That's one of my followers on you now. I haven't been on you now for a minute, but she's like 19. This is like last year. And she asked me about my tattoos, and I broke it down. She's like, oh, that's nice, because basically your tattoos are like a map to life. I was like, I love that. Yeah, I'll take that. She goes, yeah, because I didn't know anything you just told me. That does make sense. And yeah, we all got BPD empathy, and that's on my forehead. Bible talk, Genesis 2:16-17. What's that? If you haven't read the Bible, that's when Adam and Eve, right? That's when God told Adam, yeah, for one, don't eat from the Garden of Eden, from the tree of knowledge, all that good shit, right? So, because why? He told them, if you eat from the tree of wisdom, you will certainly die. But it's an analogy. They didn't physically die. They died spiritually, emotionally, mentally. How so? Because now all of a sudden they're naked, right? Now everyone's got BPD empathy. They're the first two that had it. And that's how I was to say, like, well, God could have took out 2 people versus zillions, because he did the whole Noah's Ark, and that didn't succeed, and that's why Bible talk, which I'm going to get Ted on me. I forget the word, but it's the C word. He did the rainbows, and that's the, like, peace, truth to us, that he won't ever, he won't ever get involved with us. He let us be that we'll figure it out, quote unquote, right? So that's why I talk, and then people are like, that's not true. Okay, if that's not true, who's your, Bible talk, who's your first narcissistic sociopath psychopath? Adam and Eve's kids. Cain killed Abel over what? Jealousy. Not bitches, not drugs, not pills, not gangs, not war. Man-made bullshit. Because Lucifer gaslighted Cain. Yo, Cain, shit out. You showed God your best sheep, cow, whatever the situation the Bible was. And God loves Abel a little more than you. And Cain's really. And what happened? He took his brother out over jealousy. And he even lied to God. When God saw him the next day, what's up? Hey, what up, Cain? What's going on? What's your brother Abel? I don't know. I think he's chilling in the garden. I'm like, that's funny. He's like, why? Because I smell your brother's blood where I created your father in the ground. You killed your brother. Boom. First narcissistic social psychopath. We all got BPD empathy. Control your narcissist traits best as. If not, catch a case. And that's why you got to be very observant about your environment. You got to be observant of you. Like, if you get triggered, you're mad. Why? What is triggered to the point you want to hurt somebody? Then that means you should work on yourself. Don't be in a relationship. If you want to try a relationship, you might not catch a case right now, but in time you do, and then what? You gonna blame your ex for calling the cops on you? That was your choice. She want to leave you. Well, you're verbally, physically abusive, you're cheating. She has the right to leave. You don't own her, right? And so on and so on. That's why you gotta be, quote unquote, ready for relationships or not. Sorry guys, that feels so good. I should have caught then you're gonna catch a case. And that's why hurt people, heal people. I think I have it here somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. This one. Watch it out. You see, it says it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a garden of war. That's one of them. Here's my other one. Same one, different colors, etc. Oh, there's this one. This one says, everything that makes you happy, that is your heaven on earth. Everything that makes you stressed, that is your hell on earth. Control and protect your energy, environment, peace, best as. So those are my personal sayings. The word in the garden, that's not mine. The healed, it's not back of this shirt. Heal people, hurt people. Someone said that. I heard it on TikTok wise. And then from there wise, one of my followers told me that. I was like, yeah, I dig that. I love that. That is true. But the way I say it, because, in regular English talk, it's just all the first letter capitals. So what I do is, on my side, I did, hurt people, capital H, capital P. And then the second part, hurt people, because it's common there, hurt people. The second part of hurt people, all of it's capital letters. Because it is. If I'm hurt and I work on myself, I'm going to hurt potential. Because I didn't work on myself, especially if I'm body hopping. I'm definitely broken codependent. And what am I doing? If I'm body hopping relationship after relationship wise, I don't take time to heal. I would take all my traumas, past insecurities from each relationship, and I'm going to crucify the new potential to be. And that's not the intent, but you did. And that's what you say, I didn't mean to hurt you. Well, you're bound to happen because you don't work on yourself. Why? Because people, especially boys, are scared to fucking fall back and do their healing awakening journey. And they're scared to be by themselves. And they can be scared because you haven't ever been by yourself before. But it's better to do that and have a support team. Because you try to be by yourself, it's going to be really hard. I promise you will. Because your head's your best friend or your worst enemy. So with that said, with a support team, you're talking about me, you're venting, you're letting it out. It's fucking beautiful, But yes, the healing journey is very, very painful. Why? because you are gonna detox from codependence. You know, I feel lonely. The only reason why you feel lonely because you don't have a body by your side. You used to have a body by your side, and that's what people will try to start the healing journey, get scared, meet somebody, catch feelings, and boom, a relationship. Like, yeah, that's awesome. I'm the time my one-on-ones, like, baby boy, baby girl, you didn't you're in a relationship. But, well, first and foremost, congratulations. Second of all, my personal opinion for that, as you're looking at it, you're not ready for it, but I'm here for you. I'll hold your hand, guide you. And then, yeah, later on, they're having altercations, and they're like, you were right. It's not about being right. I'm just holding your hand, guide you. You did it too fast, you know? And you might hurt them, and you know, that's what happens typically, because the scenario, like, tell the females in my DMs, like, okay, you're going through a breakup wise, right? So you can't hurt me at all. But let's say scenario, I didn't know any of this conversation, and you told me about your ex-wives to trigger people. You played the role of victim, told a sob story, and I took it in, and I had you on my side as a partner. But you're used to toxic love, being verbally, physically abused, right? Now I'm offering you love. There is no verbal, physical abuse, nothing. Showing love, respect. You might get scared because you used to, because you know, the codependency wise, you used to toxic love, and you might either get scared or cheat on me or push me away, go back to your ex or go back to a person like your ex, because that's your bubble. That's what you're comfortable with. Oh, the verbal and physical mask. They're worried about the cell phone, being jealous. There you go. This is what I call home. Yeah, toxicity. You used to toxic love. And that's why if you're used to toxic love, take time to heal yourself. At least do the healing and awakening journey, because you're going to destroy somebody. That was not your intent, but you will. Because love will scare you. Because you would think it's boring and unhealthy. That's like I used to tell my cousins and my homegirls. They bitch about, they come to me because, my nickname's been counselor since middle school, right? And they tell me about this shit, their exes, all that, and then all of a sudden they meet a nice guy, all the good shit, and I see him later on. Well, hey, how you and Johnny have whatever? How this Bill doing? Oh, we're not together. Like, what do you mean? Nah, I just like, I broke up with him. But like, why? But he was a good dude. No, he is, but he's just like boring. Like, what do you mean? I just work, just chill at the home. Go out, we go out too, etc. But you don't go out and party and kick it. I was like, and I tell him to give him shit, but like, oh, so you probably went back to your ex. You're gonna date people like your ex-wives. So I tell him in their face, don't come to me bitching about for advice when he is verbally and physically whooping your ass. I tell him to use my narcissist traits. Then I didn't know what narcissist traits or etc. was. I was just speaking my mind. I'd be like, I would just tell him, if you come to me, I'm gonna tell you, shut the fuck up, stay there. You left a good dude. You hurt a good dude. I am the good dude. I've been there. You hurt a good dude because they're boring to you, and now you come crying because this new partner is verbally, physically whooping your ass, just like your other exes. You used to toxic love, so go cry to somebody else, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's like that? Is that? Yes, it's like that." Hurt people. Because like I would tell them, I was that guy. That's very unjust. So that's why I tell people, you gotta judge everybody. That's why as an individual, the potential to be, or the girls in my DM that tell them, once again, I'm not a virgin. I will tell you everything about me, but I promise you, I'm too much for you. And they'd be like, well, you don't know me like that. This conversation, I could tell already, you're still working on yourself. You can easily get triggered. And with that, like, tell females, the potential to be. I talk to many females every day above ground. Every day, every time I wake up, my cell phone, new followers, new females. And they're my DMs, we're having conversations, etc. So if that's going to bother you, that is your own personal insecurities. If you met me, you know the way I speak. If I'm going to be with you, it's just you and I. We love and lust each other only. It's love and respect. I'm not going to pass boundaries with nobody. As it is, I speak with many people. I don't pass boundaries with none of them. And if I give them a compliment, I tell them, I'm going to give you a compliment. No passing boundaries. But you're beautiful. You're on point. I know you're good. You're beautiful inside and outside. You're just going through the healing journey, awakening journey. You're just detox from codependent. And it hurts. And I get it. But you got to control your heart, your feelings and emotions. Because if not, you're going to potentially, if I'm holding your hand, guiding you, feeling good, and you're trying to pass boundaries and tell you, no, I'm too much for you. You're not ready for it. If you get another guy that does the same thing, he'll say, if he doesn't know how to control his pride and ego, he'll date you and he'll destroy you, or you destroy him. Then what? I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to adore pain in your mansion. That's not my intent. My intent is to hold your hand and guide you. But with that said, if you want to be on my side, you're either healing or you're healed. Your own mind conversations. If you get triggered, let's talk about it. If you don't want to talk to me, because you don't want to talk about it, then you're not ready for the situation. Then you should not be with nobody. Or be with somebody that's to trigger you. You're broken codependent like you are. You should have to be like that. But, like I tell the females, I know it's being alone hurts, but it is not. It's a loneliness because you miss the body by your side of codependency. I go, nothing is wrong with being alone. Because the cool thing about being alone, No one's verbally, physically whooping your ass. No one's cheating on you. You're not regulated. Fucking travel the world if you want to. I tell everybody, yo, you're by yourself. Date yourself. At the same time when you're dating yourself, take yourself till you watch a flick. Be observant of your surroundings. When you see couples together, are they really happy together or just a fucking front? Especially if you know them, you see them on social media, your family and friends, you know them like, oh yeah, on social media they're lovey-dovey, but I know who they really are. They really hate each other. Toxic relationship. And when you look at them, like when I do, be like, don't miss that shit. Fuck no. That's why it's to trigger the Spanish females. I see all the time. And my hairstylist, she was doing my hair like 2 weeks ago. I've never met her in my life, right? And I told her that. And I told her, I love triggering the Spanish female. Like, what do you mean Spanish? I go, well, if I say Spanish, who gets triggered? I'm not Hispanic. I'm Hispanic, Latino. But I don't care. I go, it's just a term. But with that, I tell them, I go, I want to be a Spanish girl. Hispanic, Latino. She's like, what? She actually pulled my hair a little bit. I was like, whoa, queen, relax. Let me finish. I'll be with a Spanish woman, Hispanic, Latino. If she worked on herself. What do you mean she worked on herself? If she's doing a healing awakening journey, we can actually have this conversation open-minded wise. She's not jealous, controlling. If she's jealous, controlling, that is her personal issues, her insecurities from the previous relationships. I'm not passing about nobody wise. If I'm with you 1,000, especially now. So with that said, that's why, and I even told her, you're from the Valley, right? You live in Seattle like I did. You lived 2 years, I lived 12 years. So with that said, you kind of know how Seattle is. So with that said, in Seattle, people are extroverts, especially the females, right? Here in Little Mexico, we're both from here. I think I'm like 5-6 years older than she is, right? I was like, show me a good Spanish couple. Bless 1,000, no infidelity. The guy's not passing boundaries. He's not doing machismo, narcissism, where she's got to dress like a nun. She can't look at nobody, but he can chat all the females, and everyone does it. The family knows he's doing it. She knows she's doing it, and that he's doing it, and she don't say shit. And she just stays quiet. You see? There is no potential for me here in the Valley. I'm too much for them. Way too much for them. In Seattle, fucking extroverts. Taste the rainbow. That's why as individuals, and it sounds bad, but it's honest truth, I vibe with every nationality in the universe but Spanish people because I know how our culture is, and the females aren't ready for the situation. And that's what the females get in their feelings about it. And I love when they get triggered by that because they'll be, oh, well, you can't even put me anyways. And I was telling them, that'll hurt my feelings, and I'm going to tell you to hurt your feelings, my narcissistic traits. Why would I want to pull you, like a person like you that's broken codependent? I can't fix you or save you. And they get pissed. I'm like, what? I don't give a shit BBLs, OnlyFans. I don't give a shit none of that shit. It's corny. It's cosmetics. If you can't stimulate my mind, open my conversations, if you can't be my partner and become one and help the universe, guide the universe as a power couple and tell us your story, my story, our story, I'm too much for you. I'm not doing, well, you know what, you're too much on social media. In my head, I'm already famous. I'm already doing pods, traveling, etc. So if that's too much for you, then be with somebody else that's on your level because I'm too much. And I tell them, I don't sell dreams. I tell you day one how it is, how we function. And I don't need you in my life. I want you in my life, and so on and so on. Because I saw TikTok, they asked like, what would you do if your partner cheated? I'm like, I'll eventually stitch it. I'm be like, first and foremost, the ladies to trigger you in the whole universe. I don't need you. I want you in my life. See that door? It's always there. You can leave whenever you want to. So scenario, if I have a good potential aside, we're talking environment, everything's good, love, respect, and somehow magically she fell to lust and she cheated, I will not get hurt. I won't shed a tear, nothing. She might be like, oh, it was a mistake with the way she wants to have the conversation. I'd be, chill out, baby girl. We can have the conversation, Maria. And she'd be like, what? Yes, your full name, because now we're friends and associates. We can have this conversation. Don't think it's traditional ways like the movies where that you cheated or whatever, right? And you did a mistake, quote unquote. And from there, after this conversation, kiss, make up, and be together. No, it's over. You don't want me. I want you. You don't want me because that's why you fell to lust. You do not control control your lust because you have no self-will. So the intent, learn from this. The next relationship you get in, you don't fall to lust again. If you do, you're broken codependent. You're not ready for this. You're selling dreams. Somehow magically you sell me a dream, but I drop you like a ton of bricks because I don't need you. I want you. I'll tell her, you can shed your tears, go on TikTok, make a story about it. I don't care. I'll do a TikTok, behave it out. This is my ex, Maria. Tell a picture, and this is what happened to me. I don't shed tears. I go on my date. I don't get to be like when I was broken codependent. Especially on social media. You can tell when people are broken codependent, especially when they go into relationship breakups, because they'll be like, guess what, guys? Going through breakup right now, so I'm going to take a break from social media. That lets you know they're broken codependent. Like, nah, I'm dependent on myself. Don't need a partner, don't want a partner. Like my ex-wife, she broke it off last year in March, right? So that's what I've been 13 years. Celibate, solo, etc. I didn't share a tear. I won my day. I did my TikTok, my live, my one-on-ones. I didn't announce to the whole world, guess what? guys, my girlfriend just broke up with me, so, I'm gonna take a break. No, I trip, I don't fall, I adapt to my situation, I go on my day. I don't need a partner, I want a partner. It's the best feeling it's the best feeling in the world to have when you love yourself. That's why when you win that war in the mirror, I promise you this, you will comprehend that true happiness, unconditional love, support starts from the person in the mirror first and foremost. You will love the person in the mirror with mind, body, heart, soul, and soul of 1,000. Now you're blessed. You have nothing against nobody at all. Anyone gives you shit, you're going to shit on life. You want to, you can talk about it whenever you want to. What? I don't die with words. You can cuss me out if you want. If you want to vent, say what you got to say. Whenever you, from enemies to friends, quote unquote, right? So that's why it's about love, respect every which way. And this is what I do every day above ground when I go my lives, my one-on-ones. It's not about I, it's about you guys. I want you to get your life back so you don't feel alone, so you stay blessed. And that's the beautiful thing about the situation once you work on yourself. But with that said, guys, another 7 minutes, I'm going to get off because I got to take a shower because my head's itching because I haven't washed my head for 2 weeks and holy shit. Oh my gosh. I'll probably get my hair twisted again next week, so I'm let my head breathe for a minute. So, but yeah, I tell you guys, I'm always in your pocket. Whenever if you want to talk a vibe, DMs, etc., one-on-ones, free therapy, etc. It's like, don't feel alone. I know it takes like strength and courage to talk to a stranger or nobody, but the cool thing, like I was taught, the cool thing about talking to nobody is I don't know anything about your past. We keep it in the present. If you want to talk about your past, that is your choice. Nothing forced upon at all. So that's a beautiful thing about the situation wise. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see. But I tell you, if you have any questions before I get off, just let me know. You can comment away. Whatever subjects you want to talk about as far as life, relationships, let me know. Because this is a conversation I love having. Because once again, the only reason why life became hard is relationships. If you keep it 1,000 with yourself, you don't lie to yourself. That's the only reason why life became hard. That's why you have, you sit with your overthinking, insomnia. You question your self-worth, all that stuff. Like, I'm not good enough. Or if you get a good positive person by your side, they're too much for me. I don't deserve this. Like, everyone deserves to be blessed and happy in life. But if you're ready for it, if you're not ready for it, then just take your time. Take your time. Everything in time will fall into place. But I promise you 1,000, it's a lot easier with a support team. So, sorry guys, scratching my head over here. But I'll go live again on Friday, because Friday, I'm a MacBook wise, but she wants to do another Zoom call / podcast. So I was like, yeah, most definitely wise. Meanwhile, on my podcast, I'm like 13 months behind because I do so many one-on-ones. So I gotta take a break from one-on-ones a little bit so I can actually start doing my editing, because it's very tedious. Because typically I try to just go live for an hour, but typically it doesn't happen. Typically it's like 2, 3, 5, 6 hours long. So that's me a lot of editing, and I gotta tell you, I'm like 13, 15 months behind. So I have a lot of editing to do. That's just editing itself, and then from there wise, eventually make like 1 minute TikTok clips. The good PowerPoints of each TikTok, which I have 3 years of TikTok lives. So that's a lot of catch up to do. And I'm one person, so that's why I'm always on the phone. I'm always on social media. I'm always doing uploads, one-on-ones, DMs, all that great jazz. So I do a lot, but I tell you, I made a vow to myself 3 years ago to tell a story as long as one person hears it and then in time comprehends it and reaches out. That suffice. Obviously, the more the merrier, because you deserve to get your life back. You deserve that when you wake up above ground that you're blessed. That you don't worry about overthinking, you don't worry about no relationship issues. You're just like, you're at peace with yourself. It's the best feeling in the world to have, because you have nothing against nobody, and that's the intent to be. If not, then buy all the band-aids to happiness. Get your BBLs, Gucci Prada, buy mammoth things, buy the band-aids, because remember, every time people hurt you, those are cuts and wounds. That's all they are. When are you going to forgive, not forget, and then let go, so then those wounds heal and now they're scars? What's a scar? A scar doesn't hurt you. Wounds heal, cuts heal. Because every time you think about that cut or you bump it, ow. So every time you think about your ex, your mother, father, whoever hurt you with words, ow. When you let go, do closure for yourself, now they're just scars. You can talk to your parents, ex, whomever hurt you and destroyed you with words. verbally and physically. You have nothing against them because you know what? They're going through things otherwise, right? So that's why, as an individual, I went through a lot of shit with my parents, especially my pops. But now I know why, because my father's stuck in a general cycle. He whooped my ass, grandpa whooped his ass, and great, and so on and so on. So they one wants to break it, and that's why it'd be beautiful. I could talk to my parents about all this, but I can't. So I just show them respect, and that's it. Because their minds are pretty much set. I'm considered crazy, but I don't care because I'm crazy, but I'm blessed. No one deserves to be 50 years old in a toxic relationship, 60 years old in a toxic relationship. How the hell are you 60 years old and you're still bitter, hateful, and still in a toxic relationship? Make that shit make sense. So you're going to die miserably wise? And like me, I get my family and friends shit. Yeah, they'd be all been with my partner 20, years, 30 years. They'd be like, yeah, did you love them authentically wise? Or did you accept them? And that's the shit. So if you want to accept them in life, the verbally, physically, whoop your ass, everyone knows that he's cheating on you and you want to have that title for 20 years, 30 years, then have that bullshit title and still be miserable. I go, like my family give me shit like, well, look at your girlfriend broke up with you. I go, I don't care. We still talk. We're still, friends. He said nothing against the situation. I didn't shed a tear. I tell them, if y'all break up, y'all go through divorce, y'all gonna die. You're gonna die. Because the codependency wise, all you know is him. All you know is her. That shit sucks. I was you. Don't miss that. So y'all can give me grief. I go on my day blessed. When I sleep like a baby. I don't have a toxic person by my side. I don't have toxicity in the household. Because the intent is when you go home, it's heaven on earth. It's your temple. You two as a partner are blessed every which way. It's not a war competition. That's called an analogy. Heaven on earth. Then when you go in the streets, work, etc., if it's hell on earth, you got stress, people giving you shit, why do you allow them to be very side? Why do you allow them to give you shit? Verbalize your boundaries. Learn how to say no, but the coworkers giving you shit, you tell your coworkers, keep it about work and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. We're not friends, we're just associates and that's it. There you go. Protect and control your energy, environment, peace, best as. Your life, not nobody else's life, so you'll be blessed that way. Or if not, stay quiet, wear the mask mouth. Don't hurt people's feelings because, that's wrong. And from there wise, stay a people pleaser. Let me know how that shit feels. Let me know the outcome when they verbally, physically whoop your ass. And they take you for everything. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, and your love. Let me know how that shit feels. Because remember, I was you. It feels hella good when you say no. There's my boundaries. And if they don't like and respect it, there's a door, respectfully wise. And they can get bitter, run away, and just tell them, remember this. The door's always open if you want to talk in vibe. I know you're going through things in life right now like I was. I have nothing against you, but you're not matching my energy, you're taking my energy, so I don't want you by my side right now. And that's a lot of respect. They can say, fuck you, kick rocks. You just go on with your day. You pray for them and go on with your day. You don't sit there and chase people. That's my father, that's my son, that's my kid. Well, they can talk to me whenever they want to. They can reach out whenever they want to, which is their choice. But I'm about to get off, guys. So love y'all. Have a good night. Stay blessed. I tell you, don't ever feel alone. I'm always in your pocket. I'll jump back on again Friday evening, Friday night. So remember, day by day, baby steps. Don't ever feel alone. On your pocket. Stay fresh. Take care, guys. Later, Twitch squad. Take care. Be safe.